Hello, my name is Cess Ngugi.
And I'm Victoria Bahati.
Welcome to
The Other Life KA,
where we explore life's journey through the lens of faith.
Well, welcome. This is our very first episode. And before we start, how has your week been?
It's been amazing. Chilled and busy at the same time. Can you say chilled and busy at the same time? There are moments of rest and there are moments of a lot of work. Yeah, but generally good. Yeah, yours?
It was amazing. Kidogo tu niende maandamano. Kidogo tu. Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I was busy. Otherwise, I would be on the road.
Yeah. So you reject.
I am rejecting the finance bill 2024. Yeah.
So today's episode, what are we talking about? Being our very first episode.
Are we ever ready? Are we ever ready? Number one for finance bill 2024. Yeah, we ever ready about life. Anything life, anything motherhood.
Yeah.
Just anything. Yeah.
I think for me, I would say I don't think so. I don't think we're ever ready for anything for that matter. Because with maybe a responsibility or with another step to take, there are challenges and it's something you don't know. Because you see, it's something new. You have never done it. You have never experienced it. So I'm so sure before you do anything, there are certain fears that come with you taking the next step. So, for example, let me take an example. Before I got married, I think that was one major milestone.
I know,
because
it's a life.
Yeah, it's a life-changing,
altering
thing.
Yeah,
because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, I mean, how will you be ready for something
that
you don't even know?
Of, yeah.
So I remember I was very young, number one. I wasn't ready. It's just that maybe I should say it was just a leap of faith. Yeah. Because for me, I don't think you're ever ready. I am now, bring it on. It's now or never. I don't think so.
Yeah, because I once had someone say, I think when we were younger, when we were, I think in high school, someone once said, we really want, as girls, we really want to get married, and then you do not know the kind of person you're getting married to. Remember, this is not someone you've been living with in the same house, so you do not know if they remove their head when they are sleeping at night and they sleep without their heads, and you don't know if you're getting married to a monster. You just trust that the person I am in love with and the person I'm gonna live with for the rest of my life is this person who's suitable for me, and he is for me. And
even for like this podcast that we have begun, if we were to wait till when we are ready, I think maybe in heaven.
In heaven, or we also told that life begins at 40. Maybe we would have considered
at
like
40,
10, 12 years from now.
So I don't think you can ever be really ready for anything. And even the Bible, when you read Matthew, I think chapter 26, when Jesus went to pray, when Jesus went to pray before he was crucified, he prayed 3 times, telling the Lord, this is too much.
This cup is too much for me.
It's too much for me.
If it's your will,
I will
remove
it.
You
do away with it. But if it's your will, remove it. But if it's not, let your will be done. So if Jesus, being God, was not ready for his assignment, because that is the sole reason
why he came to this earth.
Why he came to this earth, and he wasn't ready.
And leaving heaven, coming down here for 33 years. He was getting ready towards this one day. And 33 years. So it's like he had to prepare for 33 years. And yet he was wasn't
still
ready.
Not ready.
And he was God, so he knew at what point this is gonna happen.
Yeah, because the other time when the Pharisees wanted to
stone him,
that time he said, it's not yet time.
Alipita katikati yao lakini hawakumuona.
So you see, you knew that at that time that's not time for me to die yet. I still have things I need to do. But this time he prayed 3 times. Like when you really think about it, Jesus praying 3 times for his own assignment, saying, hey, I thought, I didn't think this
This
is
would
how
be, yeah, this is how
would
it's gonna
be.
turn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says he was even sorrowful.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And that's the place that we are told that he actually, when he was crying, his tears were like blood.
Yeah.
Aye, it's
So if Jesus wasn't ready, how
Who are
much more we? Yeah. But I think the beauty of it is the way, even though he wasn't ready, he did not tell his disciples.
yeah, he
He did not
ready
tell
for
the
it.
people that he was not ready. What did he do? He went and told the person who gave him the assignment, who is God, and was
Yeah.
like, God, this is what you have told me to do. But
It's hard. It's really hard.
This
This
you have
cup,
asked a hard thing. This is a hard thing.
that's why
Yeah.
you say, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief.
Yeah. The spirit is willing, but
Yeah.
my flesh is weak.
And sometimes I wonder what would have happened. Of course, Jesus was trying to prepare the disciples, but it looks like they never got it. They did not understand the assignment clearly.
Clearly, yeah.
Because if they understood what was in front of them, they would have maybe prayed more. In as much as someone like Peter tried to cut the soldiers' ear, I don't think they were really ready for what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
In as much as, yes, someone like Peter went for transfiguration.
Yeah.
He was with Jesus in the most intimate of places.
Yeah.
They weren't like ready to live without Jesus.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't. Because even that time when Jesus was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, they were there. What were they doing? Sleeping.
And
They were
what did Jesus
sleeping.
ask them? Could
Yeah.
you not watch?
Yeah, for just
at least an hour?
Yeah. So
Wow.
if Jesus wasn't ready, I think the lesson is like, what do you do? Like at that point where you have an assignment and you feel like, I'm not ready. Like Jesus, you see, he prayed. He went to God. He did not go to try and consult his friends,
yeah.
or try and consult, I don't know,
His own strength as well.
or say, I am God. I
Yeah.
mean, I can do this.
Yeah.
What did
Bring
he
it
do?
on.
Yeah, like that, he showed us what to do when you're at that place where God is expecting you to do something, or you're supposed to take that next big step.
Yeah.
The first thing you're supposed to do is to go back to the one who
Who
sent you
sent you?
and
Yeah.
express how you feel about the particular assignment. Because I think one thing I've been desiring this year is to have a relationship with God that is so real, that I don't cover up myself when I'm going to him. Like I don't go to him and I'm like, I know I got this.
Yeah.
So when you go, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, thank you for this great assignment. I am ready.
I am ready. You took so long to send me.
Lord, I am ready. No, if I'm not feeling ready, he's a father, he's a friend.
And
I
he
should be able,
understands,
I should be able to sit him down and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling.
This is a hard thing.
This is a hard thing. Like even sometimes I laugh and ask God, hey, Yani, the kind of trust you have in me, it baffles me every time. Why would you tell me to do something like
and
this?
not another person.
Yeah, and
like,
why not
I'm
another?
Such a failure.
Yeah.
I have failed multiple times, but still, you still believe in me.
Yeah.
And reading the Bible, it shows you a whole different level of trust that God has for us.
Yeah.
And I think another thing I've come to love about God this year, like it's just like you, like how real he has been, he is rather, and just having that intimate relationship with God. Because I think one of the things I have cultivated this year is like talking to him as a friend. Not just as my master and as my father, but as my friend. You know, if I come to you, I'll be like, hey, Cess, this is how I'm actually feeling about this particular situation. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I've found that when you actually talk to God like that, or when there's this major thing that you need to do and you just talk to him, he gives you answers like this.
Yeah, and then the peace that you receive from it.
Yeah.
Because you see, when you get into that place where you're wondering, am I ready? There's a lot of unsettling that is happening. There's a lot of unrest. But now when you go to him, as you're saying, as a friend, and then you talk to him, the burden lifts.
Yes,
So you begin to experience peace,
enjoy.
Yeah.
And you feel just like everything is okay.
Yeah, because Jesus, after that, he looked like now a superstar. Because now he had prayed, he had already offloaded, and he left it
He
to
was
God.
prayed up.
Yeah, because see, another thing is that we pray. The Bible tells us, come to me all you are heavily laden and I'll give you rest.
Yeah.
Take my
yoke
that is easy
and maybe I'll take yours that is
But what do? We go to God, we share the burdens, and then
we are checking.
And then wake up with them. You go, you pray, you give him the burdens, and then tell him, please bring them back.
Yeah.
And then you leave you pray, but you still live with the
with
burden.
the burdens.
Yeah.
True.
But for Jesus, after he said, let your will be done, at no party, after that, it wasn't mentioned again.
Yeah.
That it wasn't mentioned. Now it's like he was now ready. After praying, it's like
ready for death.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. The way Peter went and cut
someone's ear.
And Jesus was like, no, don't
what
do
are
that.
you doing?
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. And then healed the guy.
Immediately.
Yeah, imagine if Jesus had not, he was still at that place where he had unrest. He was at that particular point where he was still sorrowful. So if it was that, if he had not prayed, he was still having those pressure. Doubts and having the sorrow. What would have happened when Peter cut you would be like, hey, who else has who
else has a sword? Let's cut all of them. Let's slice them.
Let's deal with it, because that's what happens when you're at a place of unrest. You do crazy things. You become unreasonable because you're not rested.
Yeah.
But when you pray and receive
you do
the
things
rest,
and you wonder,
was
that really me?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I wonder, especially maybe when you are angry or something, you're told about things that you've done, and it's just out of pressure. You're like, if a video is supposed to be taken of you doing the things you wonder, guy.
Yeah, this is so unnecessary.
This is so unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think another place that we are not ready for is no one prepares us for death. To be honest, no one prepares us for death at all.
Yeah.
Hey, I think one time during Mother's Day, I saw someone write, Mom, you taught me how to live, but you did not teach me how to live without you.
Oof,
and that slapped me hard.
Yeah.
I was like, no one really prepares you for death.
No one. It's like a taboo to actually talk about death. Yeah.
And the other day I was wondering, Father's Day was just a few days ago, and I was wondering, okay, now I don't have a dad, and for you, of course, you don't have a mom. And I was like, okay, when it's our time to exit the scene, will our kids be ready?
I know.
Will they be ready? Because we are there. We actually ourselves do not know how to teach them how to live without us. The much we can do is that just introduce Jesus to them.
Yeah.
And tell them, now God is your father, is your mother. He's a father to the fatherless, he's a mother to the motherless, and he's your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that like for you?
I think for me, I don't think we are ever ready for death. As much as for the death of my mom, because she was unwell, I would have those, like I can say that God prepared me. It's just that I don't think you can
you don't accept that
you can't
fast.
Come to terms with it.
Yeah.
So I remember my mom was not like extremely sick, the kind of sickness that you're like, this person is dead.
Going to die.
It was not that kind of sickness. So as much as he would prepare me, I would be like, but she's not in hospital.
Yeah. And then she's born again.
Yeah, she's
faith.
always praying.
Yeah.
And then for me, that time when my mom was dying, that was 2021. My grandfather had passed on in 2018.
Yeah.
So in my
3
mind,
years before.
I was like, any God can take two dear people, because now for me, I've grown up with my grandparents. I don't know where my father is. So this is the father I had.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more like, it can't happen. 3 years later,
God is a good
do
God.
something like that.
No.
So that's one of the things. But that was one of the things that kept my hope alive. That I can't lose my hooker.
And mom at the same
in a period of 3 years,
such a small span of time,
to lose the husband and the child in 3 years.
God has to be fair. God is fair.
So as much as I would have dreams, as much as I would have promptings, as much all those things I had, I was not prepared.
Ready for it.
I was not ready for it. But when it comes, God somehow is close to the brokenhearted. Somehow he holds your hand in a special way, and you're wondering, oh my God. Like right now, even the fact that I can talk about my mom without shedding tears and all that, I think he held my hand through it all. As much as I was not like really ready for it, God held me. Again, I'll just go back to how Jesus handled the not being ready by going back to God. So again, the death of my mom, it's something that God allowed. So if he allowed it, I'm so sure he has a plan.
Yeah.
So going back to him makes it
better.
Yeah. I don't think it takes away the pain, but it makes it better. His grace is sufficient, and his strength is made perfect in weakness. So me walking with him still walking with him makes it better and lighter.
It makes grief a bit easier and lighter.
Yeah.
How was it now for Mother's Day for this year? Was it as bad as the first year?
No. The first year I did not wish anyone Mother's Day. No one. Even the people who wished me Happy Mother's Day, I did not respond. I'm very sorry. It was not personal. Yeah.
Apology accepted.
But it gets better with time, and especially if you're walking the journey with God, because he allowed it. So it's in his will, so he knows. He says that he has a good plan for you, to give you a future and a hope. So his thoughts are good. So even that grief, that death is still a part of his good plan.
True.
So when you walk it with him, it becomes better and easier.
The burden becomes lighter.
So just as you had said, the best thing we can do for our children is introduce them to Jesus.
So
that when we are out of the picture,
they have Jesus.
That
reminds me of something. In our culture, or when I lost my dad especially, I remember there's a statement that was constant. I always hear it during other people's burials, but it has never hit home the way it hit home during my dad's burial. And the statement says, in my mother tongue, but I'm not gonna say it in my mother tongue, but in translating it says, God will be coming to check on you. And that statement has never made sense
more than
after we lost after we lost our dad, because we've had conversation with my brother, and like, for real, God always comes to check up on us, because nothing really stopped. Of course we miss him, but life is still moving on nicely. There's nothing we lack. For real, when God says he is the father to the fatherless,
it's actually
true. And again, no one ever prepared us for that, to be honest. My God.
No one.
Oh my God. No one prepared you for the drama that comes after. The way you have to stand up for the family, as you quote unquote end up being the quote unquote the man of the family. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I wish we were told that when maybe your parents die, when your mom dies, or when your father dies, there's that, like, there'll be drama. I wish there's someone who prepared us for that. But man, that's when you realize, it's only God who's with you. No family member. Nobody.
It's you and your God.
It's you and your God. But I don't know. The best thing I think we can do for our children is just tell them, when I am away, God will always take care of you. Because that statement really stuck with me to date. And I remember yesterday, I met one of my friends, and he just lost his dad. He lost his mom a few years ago. And he just lost his dad like a month ago. And I was like, how is it for you? And I told him the same statement, and he's like, now it hits home. But he was telling me, imagine no one is ever ready. No one prepares you to take care of your siblings, because he's the firstborn. Take care of your siblings, pay their school fees. And this is someone who's in campus. So him paying his own school fees, paying the siblings' school fees. Yani, treasure your parents when they're alive. Treasure your parents when they're alive. Yes, because we're never ready for loss, to be honest.
We're never ready. Again, I think for you to be, what makes you ready, as I think, is just depending on God. Like the Bible says in Isaiah, I think 26:3, that you will keep in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you, because it trusts in you. So if the fact that you're at a place where you're not ready, it should tell you that you need a higher power. You need to depend on someone who actually knows how the future
holds.
What the future holds. So if you have your thoughts stayed on God, then it becomes everything. That was what we can say makes you ready. When you know you're not going into the thing, be it motherhood, be it marriage, be it career, whatever, grief, anything. When you know you have God who is working with you, and he will never leave you nor forsake you, that makes you ready. But if you are looking at yourself, never.
Cursed is the man who puts his trust on the arm of flesh, like the Bible says.
But when you are relying on God, when your thoughts are constantly on who God says you are, when your thoughts are constantly on
his thoughts towards
you, then that makes you ready.
True. So it makes the work even better and easier. Everything becomes easier. Because also remember, for motherhood, no one really took us through it like
Yeah.
like what we experienced. No one told us that. Yeah, we were told that it's gonna be hard at first, but they did not define how hard
is hard.
That part was never my friends, you never defined those things. How hard?
How hard was hard?
Hard was hard. Hey.
Yeah.
The constant waking up at night, a baby crying and you do not understand what it is. Is it susu? Is he hungry? Is he sick?
Yeah. And for 3 months, the only thing you're seeing is diapers. When you just close your eyes like this, you're just seeing diapers. You're just seeing a breastfeeding baby. That's the only thing in your mind. When you just close your eyes, it's either diapers, a crying child, a breastfeeding baby,
or what has not been done in the house.
Very interesting period.
The only thing they told us is sleep when the baby sleeps. It's a lie.
Which is
it's a lie.
Very hard. Very hard. Because when the baby is sleeping, you need to
have
do something.
1,001 things that you need to do.
Or you have not adjusted baby to sleeping during the day. It wasn't easy, but again, if you say you want to be ready for you to do it, you will not.
You'll never be ready.
Yeah.
And also I also remember the way we became pastors. I think to date, when someone calls me pastor, I'm like, hey, hold on.
Who is that?
Who is that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm yet there. I've not arrived to the place that I have taken that word in.
How many years later?
It's been how many years, baby?
I think this is the 5th year.
Oh my God.
And it feels like just the other day. Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, the way time is flying.
It's flying.
Soon
it's gonna be 10 years.
Yeah.
Hey.
So guys, tell us, what do you think? Are you ever ready? Tell us your stories. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Yeah.
All right. See you on the next one, guys. Subscribe.
Bye-bye. Bye.